This diagram outlines the standard consume-to-cash process. Raw consumption data flows from external rating systems and SAP Convergent Charging directly into the billing and invoicing modules within the SAP ERP. In high-volume industries, this data doesn't trickle in. It arrives in massive waves, processed automatically through heavy parallel runs that aggregate millions of events. This speed introduces a specific risk. If a business rule, like a date boundary, a discount tier, or leap year logic is misconfigured, the system applies that flawed logic at scale, instantly generating thousands of incorrect invoices. Look at the right side of this convergent invoicing component diagram. Once a live invoicing document is generated, the workflow pushes that data forward, triggering an irreversible posting directly into contract accounting, known as FICA, and the general ledger. You cannot simply delete an actual FICA posting. Correcting a mass billing error requires initiating a complex, system-wide reversal procedure to back out the incorrect financial documents. To manage this risk, implementation teams need a diagnostic tool. They need a way to predict exactly how their billing rules will behave on real data, entirely separated from the permanent financial system of record. SAP provides that separation through the simulation run indicator. Checking this single box acts as a hard fork in the road, splitting logic validation away from actual financial execution. This diagram shows scheduling operations. In a simulation, the diagnostic starts at the first block, determining the schedule rule and calculating the target billing date. It tests specific date arithmetic, like verifying if a Sunday target successfully pushes to Monday based on your factory calendar. Once the timeline is verified, the user moves down the funnel, running a simulated billing process in expert mode for a specific contract account. The system reads the actual billable items and applies the custom grouping and aggregation rules. It then outputs a highly detailed preview of the final billing document. It successfully builds the preview, but it deliberately halts the next mechanical step. The simulation refuses to generate an invoicing order. At this point, the configuration team has proven their data aggregation and timeline arithmetic are perfectly accurate, working entirely within a risk-free sandbox. The final step of the diagnostic path targets the invoicing process itself. Running an invoicing simulation takes the simulated billing preview and structures it into a final output. But the system labels this a simulation document rather than a true invoice. This matrix details how the system architects that separation. Look at the top left quadrant. Simulated invoicing processes are strictly quarantined into entirely different number ranges, like number range C1, isolating them from standard live documents. Because of this architecture, the simulation document generates absolutely zero postings in contract accounting. While a live update run pushes data to the ledger, simulation documents remain completely invisible to the actual production pipeline. No real database records are committed. Because nothing touches the ledger, there is never a need to reverse a simulation document. It exists only to reflect the accuracy of your rules. Once the pricing, grouping, and dates are fully validated on screen, the user simply deselects the simulation run indicator. The system is now cleared to execute an actual update run using the exact same proven parameters. The process scales up immediately. Thousands of high-volume billable items stream through the pipeline, aggregating and posting to the general ledger with flawless accuracy. The simulation function acts as a hard architectural boundary. It divorces the testing of complex business logic from strict financial execution, ensuring that by the time a document hits the ledger, the math is already guaranteed.